The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Sylvester Stallone knew his whole life what he wanted to do. For him, it was a chance to inspire others. Life wasn't easy. At birth, he was pulled out by forceps. It's why he looks and speaks the way he does. 1,500 agents said, "No, you're not an actor." His first 3 scenes led to nothing, but he never gave up. Sly sold his first script, Paradise Alley, for $100. That money didn't last long. The last thing he had left was his dog. He got $25. That was rock bottom. He cried, and soon after, watched a fight between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner. Wepner went 15 rounds but was pounded to a pulp. It inspired Sly, and he wrote for 20 hours straight the entire Rocky movie. Tried to sell it, but nobody wanted it. Too predictable, too sappy. Sly saved those comments and read them to himself the night he won the Oscar. Sly never gave up. One day, 2 guys offered to buy the script for $125,000. Sly said with one condition, "I'm Rocky." No way. We need a star like Ryan O'Neal to play Rocky. Can you imagine? The same guys called him back and offered him $250,000 not to star in his own movie. Sly said no. They countered with $325,000. Sly said no. They compromised. $35,000, points in the movie, and Sly would play Rocky. Rocky has grossed over $225 million and the entire franchise over $1 billion. What's your Rocky moment, folks? What's your vision? Your unstoppable success? You were born to be a money master. The time is now to take massive action.
Let's go over to Don in Odessa, Florida. Don, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
Hey, Steve. Thank you.
You bet. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay. I'm a subscriber to your service, and I just want to let you know that I sure do appreciate what you've done for me.
Wow. Thank you very, very much.
The Trader's Edge with your host, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the August 6th, terrific Tuesday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is a tool that we call an attitude of gratitude. So my question to you is, do you awaken every morning full of appreciation for the life you live every day? Or do you have to think long and hard before you find something to be grateful for? I love the emails that I receive from listeners each day. I am grateful for them. Oftentimes, yesterday included, a listener asked me, how do I find passion in my life? How do I find direction? How do I find strong reasons why? The answers lie within gratitude. The real question is, what in my life am I grateful for? Or better yet, what is it that is in my life right now that I'm taking for granted? Focus on everything in your life that you take for granted. Write that down. Write down 2 or 3 things on a piece of paper. There are always things that we just take for granted. Those are things to be grateful for. Now, oftentimes, what stops us from taking action is the attempt for the standard of perfection, which, as you know, I consider that to be the lowest standard on the planet because it cannot be attained. Perfection doesn't exist. Outstanding exists. Extraordinary exists. If your standard is to be perfect, get rid of that standard. Exchange it for being outstanding or exchange it for being extraordinary. Now, I take for granted, for example, the ability that I can instantly take a look at a chart and interpret what the bulls and bears are communicating to us. It doesn't necessarily mean that's what the next move is going to be, but I can look at a chart, I can look for bullish signals, bearish signals, yet I couldn't be more grateful for the ability and the opportunity to do just that. I get to do that each day for at least a couple hours. Really, I do it for more than that. I do it 2 hours here live on the show, but I'm doing it all day long, all evening long, whenever I take a look at a chart. And I fully appreciate the life that I actually have today. Do I want more? Yes, just like each of you do as well. Will I get everything right? Absolutely not. But will I attain a level of being outstanding? I guarantee you I absolutely will. There are so many things in each of our lives now that just simply weren't there a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. How about 3 years ago? I mean, time just flips, it cruises by so quick. It's August the 6th, for goodness sake. I remember New Year's Eve like it seemed like it was yesterday. We take things for granted. I say start with a list of everything in your life that you might take for granted, and that's one easy way to create your gratitude list. Gratitude touches the ultimate foundation of your existence, my existence. For there is let me restate it like this. There's really hardly another quality within each of us that is so suited to reveal the state of each of our capacity out there. No one can be grateful to himself, for gratitude does not go from one person to another. And folks, that's why I'm grateful for your presence here today. Gratitude does not go from one person to yourself. It goes from one person to another. And it's really just that simple. So, put down that gratitude list. I think each of us, take a look at how many times do you take a look at your phone each day? Maybe you're not like me. I check my phone for emails. I check my phone for text messages. Maybe I check if I'm away from the market. I check my phone to see what's going on in the market. Most of us have these little memo pads on there, but yet very few of us take advantage of the real power of that. Things are going to get thrown your way. When you least expect it, expect it. And if you could go down and you could just simply pull up that memo pad and pull up that gratitude list, you're going to be amazed at how quickly that shifts your focus and your attention. That attitude of gratitude, folks, I promise you, it will work for you. So let's go check out the markets here right now. We've got the Dow futures off about 34 points. S&P down 3 1/4, trading out at 1699.50. Nasdaq futures off about 2 at 31.34. Russell 2000 off a point at 10.58. King dollar back 13 ticks. The euro up about 34 ticks. We'll take a look at the currency market out there. Goldilocks back about $15 right now, trading at $12.87. Silver off 14 pennies at $19.58. Light sweet crude down 22 cents. Not a ton of movement out here. If we take a quick peek around the globe, see what we have going on over in Europe right now. The DAX is off 11 points. No big shakes out there. The FTSE off 2. That's a flat market. Over in Asia last night, you had the Shanghai. That was up 10 points. That's really 0.5%. You had the Hang Seng down 1.75%. That was off 298, and the Nikkei up 143, up 1 full percentage point. Our call-in number is 877-927-6648. If you give me a call, we can take a look at your stock chart. Let's take a look here. If you're watching us on TigerTV, you see six little quadrants here, charts that I like to just monitor and see what's going on. If you're listening in on the radio or your mobile device at TFNN.mobi, thank you so much for doing that. Remember, this show will stream live to your smartphone type device. Just go to the homepage of TFNN. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see a button with a couple of gadgets on there. Click on that, and the show will stream live. And you can always catch the archive of this show on Channel 9. Yeah, the 9 o'clock show is on Channel 9. Now, let's take a look here at the ES Mini, see what it is doing. We're going to start off with the 30-minute chart here. There was a little hammer candle that formed coming into the 8:30 session. It says that the support level of 1698.75 is an important support level. We'll see if that holds here. It's really, if you take a look at this 30-minute chart, you can see a little sideways rectangular trading range. We'll go ahead and draw that in on the chart here. So we've got a small little trading range where the tops of it are right around the 1704 level, and the bottoms, I would say, right around the area of about 1697.50. So we'll say 1697 to 1704. That's going to give us about a 7-point trading range. So this says that when if the market breaks either to the upside or to the downside, we should see a minimum of a 7-point move. So you got a little 7-point move. We'll go ahead and type that in. We'll see if in fact that takes place here during even the first couple of hours. And sideways or consolidation trading ranges, they're really great tools because they help. You don't have to be either bullish or bearish. You're just taking a look for where is the next move going to come from. From this chart, are we able to determine whether or not the next move will be bullish or bearish? Not really. Right now, last time price was down here was late last night around 10:30, and price got down to the level of 1697.50. You can see that as it was doing that, if you're watching us on Tiger TV, price was also moving down into the oversold territory, using that 14-day relative strength index out there. So what happens when you get to an oversold territory? Market has to just simply work its way off. It's going to do it by one of two things, right? Either moving sideways, in this case here, or moving higher. The market actually moved higher. Where did it move to? Coming into the time frame here at 5 o'clock this morning, 5:30 to be exact on the 30-minute chart, because that's what we're looking at. That's right up to the top of that relative strength index. Got up to the 70.99 level. You're looking at 30 to 70 is where you start getting into those ranges. What does it have to do? It's got to work itself off. What has it done? It's worked itself off. It's worked itself off. It has not gotten down to the bottom of that relative strength range. Right now, RSI reading is about 40.8, so it could certainly move lower. But by moving lower, and even though there's this hammer candle and prices below it right now, it's more so, in my opinion, this consolidation trading range that the ES Mini has been traveling in. So really, kind of a 7-point range is pretty darn tight, considering we're talking about going back to 10:30 in the morning on August the 1st. That was yesterday out here. So relatively tight trading range. We'll see if that is going to be busted. If it does get busted, 7 points one way or the other. That's the minimum move that we should expect out here. Let's go searching, see if there's any other clues out here in the market. One of those clues being now I've got the 120-minute chart for the Euro-Japanese yen. Let me go over here. Let's go take a look at the 30-minute chart. Let's just try to keep it on the same time frames here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the Euro-Japanese yen. Great correlation between the U.S. markets is the Euro-Japanese yen, not King dollar. This currency pair here has the best correlation to the U.S. market. Directional correlation, not necessarily a price movement correlation. So we're going to take a look at that. Now, this had formed a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. It completed that pattern at about 9:30 in the morning. 9:30, today's August 2nd. That's right, we're already August 6th out here. So I think on the ES Mini I said since yesterday, I won't flip back there. In any event, as we take a look here at the Euro-Japanese, and I'll flip back there in just a moment. If we take a look at this chart, price actually did what it was supposed to do. What it was supposed to do is do either a 0.618 or 0.786 retracement coming off of your A to D swing point. In this case here, your A point was down here at the lows. 7:30 a.m. on July 31st, down at the 129.34. That was your A point. Your B point was up here. That was formed at about 12:30 in the afternoon on July 31st. That was up at 130.77. Makes a 0.618 retracement. Then goes ahead and completes the A to B equals CD up at the price level of about 9 o'clock in the morning on August the 2nd out at 131.94. Then it proceeds to go ahead and pull back. It pulls back. First time it pulls back, it gets down into where? It gets down into that oversold condition. What does it do? It moves sideways to work it off, moves down to the next level when it gets into the extreme oversold condition. And what did it do coming into the time frame last night at 23:30? That was 11:30. It moved higher. That's when we saw our futures move higher as well. Take a look at that correlation. We'll be right back, folks.
Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. with the launch of TigerTV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Oh, it absolutely is, folks. Welcome back. Let's go back to the Euro-Japanese yen 30-minute chart out here. Back to that 0.786 Gartley sell pattern that was in place. Now, the cool thing about utilizing the relative strength, relative weakness indicators, it works on all vehicles, all time frames out here. If you take a look at the Euro Japanese yen, as the currency pair was moving down after it formed that Gartley sell pattern, you can see the very first time down, coming down. When I say first time down, moving down into the oversold territory, took place at about 2:30 in the morning on August the 5th. Now, this candle here was also very key, this little wide-ranging bar as that price was moving down there, because we know two things. In order to work off an oversold condition, price either has to move sideways or go ahead and retrace up. In this case here, let's say you were in the trade, you wouldn't want to close this trade out, even if you were in a short-term trade, because you would be paying attention to this specific candle at 2:30 in the morning. As long as price is traveling with inside that candle, it's really just prices then just doing what? Moving sideways. And it's not until you get a break of that candle, either to the upside or to the downside, where you can understand where the momentum is. If you get a break upside, the momentum is going to be some type of retracement, usually a 0.618 retracement. If all that's happened here is prices move sideways to work off that oversold condition. It's just really recharging itself in order to be able to move lower. And that's exactly what we saw take place here with inside the Euro-Japanese yen. It finally broke through that area with some conviction back here at about 2:30 in the afternoon on August the 5th. Went ahead and made its way down into the area here, as I said last night, or between the time period of 10:30 and really took off at about midnight. And when it took off at midnight, there are no wide-ranging bars as that low was being made coming in that 0.786 retracement area. That was an indication there that it shouldn't be too difficult for, in fact, the Euro-Japanese yen to move higher. That's really what took place. It did a retracement. It also got up towards that bought territory. It didn't totally get in there. And now what we've seen is a 0.68 retracement off of the high that came in at 3:30 this morning. So now it looks like this potentially would be setting up an A to B equals C to up. If that's what works out here, then we'll see our futures bounce back this morning. Maybe they're going to just simply bounce back into that 1703 range to stay within inside this tight trading range that we're looking at on the 30-minute chart. But it's important, I think it's important, to be able to go take a look and see what's going on in the currency market to also get an indication of what may happen here inside the futures market, what may happen inside our market. So now I'm going to go back into those trend charts out here. We're going to take a look back at the ES Mini. Again, it's been traveling in that 7-point consolidation zone since August the 1st. That was clearly not yesterday. So it's been traveling in that tight trading range here for quite some time. You can see that level has not broken as well. Now, what other charts can we take a look at that I like to monitor out here? We can certainly take a look at Goldilocks. Let's go see what gold is doing here this morning. Right now, trading out at 1286.40. I gave out a number yesterday. I said I can be more bullish. I'm looking for to be more bullish if gold, in fact, can get above and close above. Looks like about 13. No, the actual number that I was using here. Let's see here, 1330.70. That number is going to change, and that won't. That number won't. I won't be able to come up with that number until I see an actual reversal here in the market. But that number is no longer valid. So for anybody who wrote down that number and said, hey, Steve-O said if it closes above 1330.70 to actually go long and go strong gold, that number is now off of the table. There's a new setup that'll take place, and I won't know what that setup is until I actually see it occur out here, and that has yet to be done. Now, all that gold is still done is only made a 0.382 retracement. 1284 is the actual 0.382 retracement from the low back here on June 28th. That's 1179.40, all the way up to the high that was put in on July 24th out here, out at 1348.70. So only making a 0.382 retracement. That is still pretty darn good considering the movement that we've seen inside the currency market. Now, a normal move here inside gold would take you where? Would take you right down to the 0.618 retracement level. That would get you to about 1244. Just like we have taken a look at, if 1244 fails, or if we don't see a bullish sign there, then 1215. I'm just sitting by right now. Wasn't a gold trade. We went ahead and tightened our stop. We got taken out for a profit. Now just waiting for the next gold trade to actually set up here in the markets. Gold still looking pretty darn strong with only doing a shallow HAL retracement out there. What does that say for silver? Actually, silver also strong here, not making any significant retracement. In fact, still trading inside that bar from July 22nd. We'll be right back, folks.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization automation capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. With the stock market flirting with all-time highs and volatility back, now is the perfect time for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights. On Monday, June 24th, Tom O'Brien closed out all 5 open positions in his daily newsletter, Market Insights, with all trades being profitable and ranging from a 2.23% gain all the way to more than an 11% gain in just one position, for an incredible 32.7% profit combined between the 5 trades. Let Tom O'Brien's years of market experience work for you. If you'd like to see for yourself what kind of trading newsletter Tom O'Brien delivers to his clients each morning, then now is a perfect time to sign up for a 2-week free trial to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. In a volatile market like we currently have, the potential for fast market moves like we've seen recently is a trader's dream. So don't wait any longer. Sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today at the front page of TFNN.com. With over 3 decades of commodity trading experience, Andy Hecht has developed a system that combines both technicals and fundamentals. He calls this approach Technomental, and now you can put it to work for yourself with his brand new service, the Technomental Commodity Report. In this weekly newsletter, which comes out each Thursday morning, Andy gives you his analysis of the market price direction bias using fundamentals, and then specific trade recommendations including entry and exit points using technicals. The recommendations in the newsletter are always based on stocks and ETFs, so a futures account is not required, and Andy will often use options in the recommendations as well. Andy will tell you where to get in, where to get out, and he'll outline the risk-reward profile for all recommendations. To get your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht while locking in the low introductory rate, visit the front page of TFNN.com today. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
To the races. We got the Dow down 57 points, trading at 15,555. S&P off 3 at 1704. Composite off 4 at 3689. Russell 2000 down 2 points at 1060. Google off $2. Apple is flat out here. Microsoft up a nickel. Intel is flat. Cisco up 4 pennies. To the upside, though, it is Fossil Group. I would imagine out with earnings. FOSL is the ticker symbol there. The leader in the clubhouse up 14%. up $15 and change. Michael Kors up $3 as well. I know they were out with earnings. That's trading up about 5%. Expediter International, EXPD, also out with earnings. I believe they're trading up about 5%. That's up $2. Vocera Communications, VCRA, up 17% here this morning, up $2.50. Nation Star Mortgage Holding, NSM, up 3%. Expedia, EXPE, up 3.5%. To the downside, Regeneron Pharmaceuticals, off about 4.5%, down $11. In international, how about this? IBM off 2.5%. That's down $5 right now. We'll certainly take a look at that. I had a hammer candle. That looks like that's going to be tested, as well as a bullish engulfing yesterday. Parker Hannifin PH is the ticker symbol, off 3.5%. American Eagle Outfitters, AEO, off 16% this morning. Abercrombie and Fitch. I wonder if one reported bad and one's got a cold out here. They are down about 6%, off $3. Proto Labs, PRLB, that's off 4% this morning, down $3. So let's go check out some of these stocks here that are popping and dropping. Let's go see what we've got here. Let's start off with let's try Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. I should have that up here on my screen. I most certainly do. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals gapping down this morning, moving into a sign of strength. Its most recent, well, a couple. How about this is a one big sign of, well, this is certainly a sign of strength. This is wide. This is not wide price spread, but it most certainly is accelerated volume. Assuming that my chart is correct out here, that is the day of April 30th with 15 million shares there to the upside, but not wide price spread. We saw the wide price spread coming on the following session. May 1st, that was with 4.7 million shares. The top of that is 252.35. Looks like that is where this is going to trade into, as well as its most recent sign of strength, which was on much lighter volume, 1.5 million shares on July 12th out there. You do have a little bit of a gap. Looks like that may be tested here. That low is 253. The gap down so far, with only 7 minutes of trading, has been 228,000 shares. So this should have some pretty good support. That support coming all the way back to the June 24th area. That would be the bottom of that high volume bar that we were, the high volume bar, even though it's a small bar out here, April 30th, and that low is 212.50. That was tested on June 24th. That's what held. That was certainly a buy opportunity out there in Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. Nice buy opportunity because it went from 206 all the way up to about 285 out there. So that was a pretty darn good move in short order. Let's go check out some of these other equities here that are moving and grooving. Kors, let's take a look at Michael Kors. KORS is the ticker symbol. They gapped up this morning. Right now, trading out at 70.67. Volume behind the move, 2.2 million shares. This thing broke out of a consolidation area from February the 19th. The high of that is 65.10. There was 7 million shares up there. The first time up, it was tested with 6.6 million shares. The next time up and on the breakout was with light volume, 5 million shares on July 31st out there. So it is up and above some swing points. We'll see if this price here holds or whether or not price moves all the way back down in to test those swing point highs right around the 66.18-ish range out there. That is on Michael Kors. KORS is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what else we have out here that is moving off of this start. We had Broadsoft out with earnings, BSFT, as opposed to looking at their numbers. Let's just look at what the stock is doing. This thing here moving into an area where it really broke down. That'll take you back to February the 27th, 2013. This thing broke down with 11 million shares. It has made its way back up into that resistance level. Tried to move up in there this morning as well, and it looks like that still is acting as a resistance point. BSFT is the ticker symbol on that. Let's see, what else do we have that we can take a peek at right here. Well, let's add some stock symbols here. Let's go take a look at Fossil, since that is really breaking out. Now, let me see if that's actually earnings behind this 14-point move out here, or what do we have? Let's see here. Yeah, it is. I got to do something else with this stock chart. Let's just take a look at the stock chart. No, that can't be right. It says it's up $15 at 122. Huh. Give me a minute here to refresh my screen, because I certainly don't show it being up 15 bucks out here, because I show yesterday's move up to 123. So I'm going to skip over Fossil as we speak here right now, and I'll come back to that at a later stage and see which part of my system may not be right. But let's go take a look at IBM here. That's going to be important for us to get an indication as to what's going on inside the Dow, which is off 70 points right now. So let's go take a look at that. We do know that we had a couple of bullish candle signals here inside of IBM, and those were taken out with a gap down this morning. So forget about those bullish signals. They did not hold at all. You've got IBM right now. That's going to put some real pressure here on the Dow. It's off 81 points with that gap down. It's moving into this high volume bar from June 28th. That level all the way down to 188.41. Volume on that is 10 million shares. So far this morning here, we see 822,000 shares. So volume-wise, we'll just have to pay attention to how this trades here, but that's going to keep some pressure on the markets. Now, last time down was with IBM was back April 22nd, as well as April 19th out there. That was the high volume bar, that low of 189.76. That looks like that will be the first area that will be tested here this morning. So IBM moving down. If, in fact, we see IBM coming into the price level of 187.68, 191.38 on more than 10 million shares, that could spell curtains for IBM, and curtains means moving down into about the 182 level. That is an area that has held as support. We'll see whether or not it can. That has the volume expansion that created that gap going back to January 20th in 2012. So what is that, a good 17, 18-month time frame that we've seen this consolidation, and the low of that consolidation is on that move up, that sign of strength from January 20th with about 13 million shares. Again, IBM would move down to about the 180-ish level. 182 area. 182 should hold as support, but first it's got to break through the 188 area. But not a good sign that it took out that hammer candle and the bullish engulfing yesterday. And that is on IBM out here. Let's see, what else do we have here moving to the upside, to the downside. Let's take a look here at American Eagle Outfitters. AEO is the ticker symbol. That is off 15% this morning. Give me a second here. We'll go ahead and pull that up, AEO. And, yeah, boy, that is gapping down with big volume behind this move. So let's go see what American Eagle Outfitters is moving into. I'm going to switch over to a different chart. Oh, I don't want to do that. A different spot on one of my other applications out here. I want to see. It's easier for me to read the news as I move over to another spot here. So let's see if they were out with earnings, or what do we have here? I don't see the so no earnings release. I see a downgrade out here. Janie Montgomery Scott cuts American Eagle Outfitters to neutral from buy with a $16 price tag. Well, it's a trade at $16.95. I would say that is a soothsayer out here, but I don't see any really news behind this event out here. But let's take a look at it. So gapping down this morning, big volume behind that move out here. Already 6 million shares. Now, the area that it's trading into, it had a sign of strength. That sign of strength, we'll see if this will hold. That would take you all the way back here, folks, to the trading session of May 1st, 2012. We'll go ahead and put a black line across the screen. You can see the wide price spread and accelerated volume off of that move. So this is coming back to that breakout area. That had 26 million shares out there. If volume retreats out here, then all that it is doing is coming back to a breakout session, and it would be with lighter volume out here. We don't know if that's the case. We just have to see if that area here does hold as support. Already 6 million shares. Kind of hard to believe that it will not exceed 26 million shares, considering we've only been trading for 13 minutes. But that is American Eagle Outfitters. It has come back into that high volume area, that last sign of strength out here. If this area fails, that would be trouble for American Eagle. Why? Because you've got a high volume bar down at about 12.79, but more importantly, you got the high volume low that takes you all the way back here to the August 24th, 2011 time frame. That's $9.31 to 10.10. How about that? To 10.10. So this area that's trading in right now, now that $16 range is very crucial. Otherwise, you're looking at a substantial decline here, much more than from where it closed yesterday in the $20 range down to $17 right now. So that's on American Eagle Outfitters. But let's go check out. I think we had some other of the clothiers that were also moving down. Let's see here if I can find those on my chart. American Eagle. We had Abercrombie and Fitch, right? I know we had Abercrombie and Fitch was out there. ANF, I believe, is their ticker symbol. So let's go see what ANF is doing. Don't know. I'm going to switch back over, see if there's any information on Abercrombie and Fitch. See why that is moving out. No, I don't see anything along those lines, but this also gapping down and with some volume in this today. So let's go see where this could trade down into, or see if this has got any kind of sign of strength out here. Let me go ahead and just refresh this entire chart out here. Give me a moment. So as we take a look at Abercrombie & Fitch, the move down so far this morning, 742,000 shares. So if we take a look at volume bars where this thing could trade down into, it's got some... Well, let's see. Abercrombie & Fitch, if this thing starts to break down, what you'd be looking at really is November 14th, 2012. Now, that was the last real sign of strength out here, the top of which and the bottom of which have not been tested. Put a black line across the screen. So that's the real volume bar. That's a real key area of support for Abercrombie & Fitch. There's some smaller levels out here, but it's that it's trading into, which would be February 22nd, 2013. But that wasn't a sign of strength. That was actually a sign of weakness out here. Did see a number of shares change hands and trade out here. We also saw some volume off of the highs out here. That was back on May 24th with about 10 million shares off of the top out there on a gap down. So it does look like Abercrombie & Fitch wants to at least come back into the June 24th swing point. That would take you into about 43, 41, 45, 28. If the stock doesn't fall apart volume-wise, this may be a decent setup here as it comes into that November 14th area. That's assuming the $42 or $41.92 level can't hold. If not, then that gap would likely be filled. That would take you all the way down to 30.90 to 32.13 in the marketplace. A moment here to see what else we've got that's moving to the upside. I've got Parametric Sound Corporation. That's off 19% this morning. PAMT is the ticker symbol. So let's go see what that is trading into. Most likely some type of high volume bar out here. It's trading at 14.31. So it looks like this equity here, PAMT is the ticker symbol. It had a nice little breakout, but that breakout began back in February of 2013. February 6th to be specific. It's where you really saw your first sign of strength coming into this equity. That's in the 860 to 938 level. It's at trading at 1431 right now. It should have some pretty decent support based on this wide price spread, high accelerated volume bar from March 13th, 2013. That's 1241. That's the low. The high of that bar is 1710. But if 1241 doesn't hold, this thing will come all the way back to where it originally broke out from. That is on PAMT. So right now we've got the Dow off 80. S&P is down 5. Composite is off 10 out there. And let me see here. I'm going to switch over to my Dow chart, see what is going on inside the Dow, see if what's moving to the upside and what's moving to the downside. So you got Disney, Procter & Gamble, ExxonMobil, which we know is traded back into its trading range. That's to the upside. Pfizer, DuPont. That's the only green that we've got here. And then leading the charge on the way down is IBM. Got Caterpillar's off about 88 cents. United Health off 71. United Technologies down 69 cents. Walmart off 64. But it is IBM that is really going ahead and putting the smackaroo inside the Dow. Let's go check out some of the commodity sectors, take a look at what's going on out here. So let's go back to gold, take a look at silver, oil, and natural gas. So right now, gold, let me put up this stock chart. Let's see if this thing has broken the 0.382 level. It'd be good if I could just actually grab the swing point out here. So you're just slightly below 1284. You've got gold at 1279. We'll put a shorter-term chart and see what kind of pattern, if we can. Maybe there's an A to B equals CD down on the shorter-term time frame out here. Let's take a look at let's just look at the continuous contract. Let's do this. Pull that chart back up. Let's take a look at this on a 30-minute level, see what we can find out here. Let me get rid of everything on the screen now. Gold here had a nice sign of strength. It's trading below that area. It's testing that area. This is wide-ranging bar that came in at 930 on August 2nd on yesterday. Some pretty good volume behind that. That was 11,000 contracts, but trading below that right now. We get back. We'll take a look at the A to B equals CD down in the 30-minute chart on gold. Be right back, folks.
Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments, and whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foresight Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at the them stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
Welcome back, folks, and let's pick up where we left off. We were looking at Goldilocks on a 30-minute chart out here. If we start with the swing point high coming in at 5:15 in the evening, July 23rd, price level of 1348.70. That would be the A point that I would use. The B point is the swing point down here at 6:30 in the morning on July 25th. That was at a price level of 1310. Your retracement, your C point, looks like about a 0.618 retracement. That'll take you up into the session here at 2 in the morning on July 26th. That price level, 1338.90. The 1-to-1 A to B equals CD was not completed until the 1 o'clock time frame on August the 2nd. Now, you can see as price was moving into that, and that price projection was 1298.50. As price was moving in there, it was moving in with a wide-ranging bar. That was telling us that price was going to go lower. Of course, lower would be, 1 to 1.272, 1 to 1.618. Where price actually got down to was just a little bit lower than, it looks like probably about 1 to 1.382 out there. So the 1287 was your 1 to 1.272, A to B equals CD. Now, let me put up the relative strength. Close that out. Let's put this up here. I'm sure that we'll see that it was also, as it was moving down in there, it was also getting into that extreme oversold condition. And we saw one heck of a bounce out here. Now, we still have 5 minutes left in this trading session to see if, in fact, this area of support holds. That support being the price level of 1282.40. It's trading right now at 1281.10. And the reason why I say that is because the volume pushed down here, and this is a wide-ranging bar that took place at 9 o'clock in the morning on August the 2nd. Volume behind that move was 40,000 contracts out there, and we're pushing down into that range. We're pushing down into that with about 15,000 contracts. If you do get a close below that, again, that price point that we're looking at, which should be a support level, is 1282.40. So if within the next 3.5 minutes you get a close below that, that's going to set up a move all the way down to test out this bar here, which will take you back to about 12 noon on July 17th. That's that little swing point out there. But we would really take a look at, I think I'd go back to the daily chart. That's what I'll switch back to. So we know on the 30-minute chart where there is support. If we go back to the daily chart and that doesn't hold, that says that 1244 would be game during the, during the day or whenever, a move down to the 0.618 retracement level. Again, right now it's trading at 1280.60. With a minute and a half to go, let's go try to wrap up and take a look at, we began the show by taking a look at the futures contract, by taking a look at the this little tab here. We're looking at a 7-point trading range, and so a little consolidation that was out there, the bottom of which was 1697. We can see that area has been broken. That says that what we ought to see is a move down to about the 1690 level. Right now trading at 1696. We can also see on the 30-minute chart getting into that extreme oversold condition. That doesn't mean that it can't push lower by another 6 or 7 points, but we should start to see this condition start to work itself up. It is possible on this little consolidation area here that maybe I drew the range too tight. What I mean by that is because it's trading down into the most recent swing point low at 10 o'clock in the morning. This was on August 2nd out of 1695.75. So it is possible. I would have to say that we'd have to see it close below 1695.75 to truly confirm the consolidation range that it had been traveling in. Otherwise, it was really more like a trading range of 1695 to 1704, about a 9-point trading range versus the 7 as I initially drew it up there. And with price now moving down to that oversold condition, looks like that may more likely be the case out here. So that's on the 30-minute chart. Folks, stay tuned. We'll keep looking at these stock charts. We'll try to determine where this market is going. If you're off to start your day, have a terrific Tuesday, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the morning. Take care, folks.
Look at them stars and we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.